Hello, I'm Rachel Patterson, which am lucky enough to be published author. It is the end of March 2019 and it was suggested to me that I show you all of my books. Make a cup of tea, grab a slice of cake, we might be a little while. This is the one that started it all, part of the Moon Books Pagan Portals range. This is an introduction to kitchen witchcraft. This is how I work. The Pagan Portals range are all insights into the subject of the books. There's quite a lot of books in the whole range, all written by different authors. Do take a look. It's brilliant because it just gives you a little dip into different pathways, different subjects to get you started. Then we have Moon Magic. This is so far probably my bestseller. It has reached bestseller status, as Kitchen Witchcraft has as well, so big thank yous to everybody that's bought it. Again, part of the Pagan Portals range, so it's an introduction into moon magic and working with the phases of the moon. There is a bigger book coming, Beneath the Moon. It is being written. I will get there eventually. But that's just really a dip into how you can work with all of the basics of moon magic. Another Pagan Portals, this one's Hoodoo, Folk Magic. This is taken from my workings with Hoodoo and how I work it into witchcraft. When I started studying it and researching it, I found that a huge amount of it was very similar, if not the same, to European folk magic and magic that I was already working. So if you like to dip into something a little bit interesting and make it work with your witchcraft, that's the one. Grimoire of a Kitchen Witch. This is my book of shadows, really. This covers a huge range of subjects within witchcraft, everything that I could think of at the time, how I work with all different aspects. Quite comprehensive, obviously restricted by the size of the book. I couldn't fit everything in it, but it is, I think, pretty much my book of shadows and how I work with magic. Although our pathways change, so things move on and different things get tweaked. Another Pagan Portals, this is meditation. Not the bendy pretzel type of meditation, this is how I do it. And hopefully a straightforward and easy way of understanding it all. This one, Magical Herbs, Magical Plants, my reference book basically. A bit of information on plant spirits and plant magic in general, and then a big reference on all of the magical aspects and correspondences of plants and herbs. And one that sort of sisters it, or brothers it, depending on how you look at it, is The Magical World of Food. Bit of information again about working with food in your kitchen for magical purpose, but again, quite a lot of reference in there, magical foods, correspondences, and how to work with them. This is another Pagan Portals. This is my matron goddess. She's the bossy, kick-butt, take no nonsense, sometimes grumpy old bin that keeps me in check. This is the Kalak, front cover drawn by my very talented daughter. This is a bit of information about her, the Kalak, not my daughter, where she came from, mythology, history, a little bit about how to work with her, stories about her from across the world really. She was a little bit of a globetrotter. Told to write it by her, basically. Another Pagan Portals, Animal Magic. One of my favourite areas of the craft to work with, working with animal spirit guides. Again, a Pagan Portal, so it's an introduction, but it gives you hopefully quite a good idea of what it's all about and how to work with animal spirit guides. Ark of the Goddess, written with Tracy Roberts. This was based on a course that we run. We were looking for something to work with throughout the year, working with different goddesses that focused on the month and the energy of the month. So really this was written for us to work with, and it kind of grew from there. Month by month, goddesses, correspondence, is it ideas, rituals, how to work with them, magic, spells, all sorts of things. Basically to take you through the year and introduce you to lots of different goddesses. And on to the art of ritual. That's my coven on the front there. Thank you to all of the people that allowed us to show their butts on the front of the book. It basically takes you through step by step ritual format, from the basics to some more unusual. There's the how-tos, the whys, the wherefores in the first half of the book, and the second half of the book includes ritual scripts for you. Not all written by me. Some of my lovely coven members have written rituals as well, so that you get a different perspective on things. Thank you to all of those that contributed. A colouring book, Gods and Goddesses colouring book. It's got my name, and I was there when it was created, lots of Sundays listening to the radio, sitting as family, because all of the illustrations were drawn by my daughter. All of the mandalas that are in there were created by my husband, and quite a lot of the poems and the chants in there were written by my son. So basically I just organised, interfered with and bossed about a lot and brought it all together. Witchcraft into the Wild, one of my personal favourites, I must admit. This is how I work these days. This is real for me. This is working with witchcraft stripped down to the bare bones. No fancy tools, no, not even any crystals. This is about working with all of the gifts that Mother Nature gives you. Taking you to the wilds, really, to the roots and the bones, literally, of witchcraft and how to work magic with it all. I'm going to do these three together. This, my publisher, Moon Books, very kindly allowed me to do a series. So we have 3 so far. First one, Spells and Charms, all based on kitchen witchcraft and how I work. So spells and charms, basics of how to write spells, the structure of them, and it includes some suggestions for spells and charms as well. Garden magic, based on my absolute love of gardening. Even though my garden's not very big, it's how to pack as much into it as you can. Working with it all, working with the areas you've got, and then some garden suggestions as well for themes. And crystal magic, which is working crystals into witchcraft. It is all about the magic of it, the spells of it all. And then another pagan portals, which is sun magic, which is kind of a sister to the moon magic one, brother probably. And how I work with the sun and how I work into my magical workings and my everyday witchcraft. So that's it so far. There are more on the way. Oh no! If you want more details, please do check out my website, rachelpatterson.co.uk. I also have a YouTube channel, blogs everywhere. All of the details can be found on my website.